we can really get done that'll help better us mathematically.
That will just boost our score mightily.
Negative 21.
Sorry, dude, I couldn't do math.
Negative 10. Last one.
Yeah, we could play this more.
The winning number is 5.
We'll go back to the old.
If you showed your work on all the problems, you can bring it up and get points. We've got 1 out of 3, so that's 33%. First one, answer is D as in dog. You have to get all of the fractions here. This and this, you're going to add them together and come up with 5/6. When you do that, you have a common denominator, so you have to hold that. But the sum is 5/6, which means the last one was getting 1/6 of it. So you had 3/6, 2/6, and then the 1/6 right here. And since they all have the same denominator, you can just put 3, 2, and then 1. So it would be D.
Yes.
Second one.
I didn't know.
You have to know the formula for the circle. And the x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals the radius squared. So to get the radius, you would have to do the square root of 38, which means you can eliminate this and this and this. Those wouldn't even be possibilities. So you're down to F and J, and you have to know that the center of a circle is HK. So you had 5, but the formula has a minus in it already, so it's not a negative 5. It's a positive 5 that went beside the minus sign. And then over here for the y squared, to put it in this form, you have to do y minus 0, which is the same thing. If you square that, it's the same thing as y squared. So you end up with 5, 0, and the choice is F. The third one, which was 37, you're going to have this and this. You're looking for the perimeter of the whole. It's like the perimeter of a football field that has a track that goes around it. So that plus that, these two here are 16. But you have to find the circumference of this. So if it's 8 centimeters across, then you know the halfway point is 4. The radius would be 4. The circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. But we have how much of a circle here? Half. So divide it by 2. So 2 pi times 4 is 8 pi. If you divide it by 2, you get 4 pi for just a half circle. But this one is the same as this one. So if you double that here, you get 8 pi. Now the 8 pi is added to the 16, and you can see it's 16 plus 8 pi. Choice B. Now this one, if you dissect this, you're going to be finding the ratio from the white area to the shaded area. If you dissect that out, you can make it into equal parts all the way through, 16 equal parts, and just count up that you have 4 in here, and if there's 16 parts, that means you're going to have 12 shaded. So we'll go back and look at the choices. It's 1 to 3. So you have 4 white and 12 shaded. You can reduce that like a fraction. Divide both sides by 4 to get 1 to 3. It would be G. The coordinates for the midpoint. I used this one in Algebra 2 today for an ACT prep for them. I give them some stuff. But the formula, x1 plus x2 over 2, and then comma, y1 plus y2 over 2, that's the midpoint formula. It gives you the coordinate of the midpoint, but you don't need this for the problem. It's only asking for the x coordinate. So x1 plus x2, negative 4 plus 14 divided by 2, and you come up with 5. So that would be C. Sixth one, the surface area of a cube. Surface area of a cube is 6s squared, so you just need to plug in the 8. And if you do that and make it to this point, surely you guys know that 8 squared is 64. You don't even have to put the times 6 in your calculator, because if it's 6 times 64, you know that 6 times 4 is 24, so your whole number must end with a 4 for the surface area, and there are no other numbers in there that end with a 4 except for G, and it's 384. Alright, the equations are AY plus BX equals C and AY minus BX equals C. Which of the following describes the graph of at least one such system of equations in the standard XY coordinate plane? Well, if you solve each of these down to slope-intercept form, notice that the slope is negative B over A here, and the slope here is positive B over A. If they were going to be parallel, they would have to have the exact same slope. They are not. And since one is negative and one is positive, they can't be the same line. And then if you'll notice, you have two intersecting lines as the last choice there. It could have been a combination of them, but we've already excluded this one and this one. So the answer is B. Two intersecting lines. And as a matter of fact, they would cross, depending on what the numbers you plugged in, they would cross like that. That would be, if they were both negative 1 and positive 1, then they would cross something like that. Oh, 42. Okay. So you have to find this here. It gives you an angle, it gives you a measurement for a side. Use this as the reference angle. Opposite, the 30 is adjacent. Opposite and adjacent is tangent. So tangent 52 equals opposite x over adjacent 30. And when you set it up as a proportion and cross multiply, you end up with x by itself and then 30 times tangent 52. They don't even want the specific answer. F is the right choice. Alright, registered voters for jury duty. What are the odds in the age range, not in the age range, so it's giving you the setup, who's in it and who is not, that the first person called for jury duty is in the age range of 25 to 35 years. So here's 25 to 35 years, and that's the black one. And if you look at this, I just noticed that my answer is wrong. That is not going to be that, and I'm not quite sure why I put 25 to 75, but clearly this is the 25 to 35 range, which is 42, and not in the range is 58. So if you simplify that, you get 21 to 29, which should be choice D. There should be 8 lines of symmetry for this one. Be sure not to count the bottom and the top of the line as two different lines when you go through it. In the figure below, AB is parallel to CD. AE bisects angle BAC, and CE bisects angle ACD. If the measure of angle BAC is 82, what is the measure of angle AEC? So in the figure below, AB and CD are parallel, so you have to do this. Put your markings on it. And then AE bisects angle ABC. So that would mean this angle and this angle are the same. They are congruent. And CE bisects angle ACD. So we're going to have this congruent there. If the measure of BAC is 82, so in blue, we'll do that and put an 82. What is the measure of angle AEC? So AEC, we're talking about this one here. And the measure of angle B, I'll need my pointer, BAC is 82. So that means you're going to have not 82 down here for this entire one. We'll put that in green. These are same side interior angles. And I'm talking about the blue angle and the green angle. Same side interior. And that means that their sum is equal to 180. So if you do that, you're going to have 180 minus 82 and come up with 98. And 98 is the entire green angle. So at the top where you see the vertex A, BAC, if that whole thing is 82, what is, and I got to change colors again, let's go purple. What would be angle CAE, where that arrow is going? If the entire angle is bisected. 41, right. So if that's 41, and down here we know, I got to change colors again. Gee whiz. What are my choices? We'll go with this, light blue. Down here, this one is bisected. The whole thing is 98, so what is this angle here? Not 44. 49, right. So if this is 41 and this is 49, what is the missing angle? 180 minus 41 minus 49. That's the same thing as taking away 90. So your choice would be C, 90 degrees. In the circle shown below, chords TR and QS intersect at P, which is the center of the circle, and the measure of angle PST is 30. What is the degree measure of minor arc RS? Everybody had the same answer, which is 60.